Fellas, how are you all doing? Welcome to another video. It is your boy Vinny XBL and we're back. It's gonna be a bit of a new series on my channel. I know I'm a bit late to this because round one ended obviously Sunday night. It's currently Tuesday night when I'm filming this, and I'll probably get it out either Wednesday afternoon or legit tonight. But this is going to be a bit of a new series on the channel where it's just going to be simply called Vinny's Top 5 Talking Points of Round 1, and then, of course, from rounds 2 to 23. I'm going to do it for that too. So, yes, just simply, I'm just going to talk about 5 things that really caught my eye, and just simply just talking points for round 1. And, yeah, let's just jump straight into the first one. Hey fellas, and as you can see, number 5 is, are these two going to be serious contenders for possibly the Rising Star at the end of the year? And by the way, guys, it is the next morning. I filmed the first video the night before, so it is Wednesday morning here. And I'll be pumping out like 2 or 3 videos today for the upcoming games and all that. But anyways, yeah, so number 5, we've got, do we have new contenders in town? And those 2 new contenders, as you guys saw, is Rachelle, or he might just be Rachelle, and Nick Martin. And this is an interesting one because, you can't really judge a book, off one page, So, you can't really judge them off one game. But that one game was extraordinarily good. Like, both of them deserved the Rising Star nomination. And obviously, only one of them could get the Rising Star nomination. And it was Nick Martin in the end. But, I seriously feel like if they can keep that level up, which is going to be very hard to do all season to keep that level up. If they keep that level up, then one of them will win the Rising Star. But, it's interesting because you just don't know what you're going to get. 1 week they could go bloody 1 goal, because Rachelle kicked 5, 1 goal and 6 touches. You just never know. Or maybe even no goals and 10 touches, which isn't going to get you... excuse me. Which isn't going to get you far in the Rising Star. And then you've got Nick Martin, who put on one of the best debutant performances I have actually ever seen. It was ridiculous. 27 touches is good enough to say for a debutant. And then you want to add on, correct me if I'm wrong, but you want to add on 4 goals to that 27 touches? That makes it outstanding. Seriously. It's just... that is unbelievable. That really is unbelievable. And I just can't believe the game Nick Martin had. I didn't miss a game of footy over the weekend. I watched all 9 from start to finish. I just love footy in general. And seeing Nick Martin in that losing Essendon side that got flogged to Geelong on the weekend was incredible. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I was like, this could honestly be a serious contender for Rising Star this year. Because... he's, if you just look at him, he's just so, if you just look at him, he's so strong, so fit, and you can just tell he can just run for hours and hours on the field without problems. And first game, honestly, in my opinion, that's got to be one of the first games, one of the best first gamers I've ever seen, seriously, and that's coming from a Carlton supporter, right? I'm not trying to be biased at all. Seriously, 27 disposals, 4 or maybe even 5 goals, I can't remember, is just amazing. Yeah, they got pumped. He's the reason they didn't get pumped by 80 points. Seriously, he is the solid reason. A first gamer came into Essendon and he was the reason Essendon didn't get flogged by 80 plus points. Seriously, it could have been a disaster for the Bombers if it wasn't for a first gamer having to carry him to still lose by 58 or something, but still. And then with Josh Rachelle, or Rachelle, I don't know, one of the 2, I don't know if it's a silent E or not at the end. He was everywhere against Fremantle, and they just came up short. And that is why, I was talking to my mates, that is why I thought Josh Rachelle would get Rising Star. I thought he would get like the Rising Star nomination for the week, because with Nick Martin, they were already getting flogged when he was playing good, but he was playing good all game. But you get what I mean. Like they not once in the game against Geelong did they look like they were gonna at least come back and do something spectacular. And that's why I thought Josh Rachelle was gonna get it, because he single-handedly brought Adelaide back into that game with those 5 goals. And they just came up short, which is good for me because I tipped Fremantle, but that's not the point. But seriously, I seriously feel like if these two can even do, half of what they did, maybe not Josh Rachelle because he did only kick 5 goals. If he did half of that, then he won't do much. He won't get Rising Star. It won't even be close. But if Nick Martin can even do half of what he did against Geelong, I seriously see him as a serious contender to contend with Dacos and Horn. These are the only 2 players, at least so far, I've seen in round 1 that can compete with Horn and Dacos. And I feel like they're worthy of being on Vinny's top 5 talking points because, well, 1, it's for me to talk about, and 2, it is just amazing watching them play. They're actually so exciting to watch, and I've watched them for 1 game. They've only had 1 game, and I've watched them absolutely dominate both of their games. For me, they're both best on grounds, for their teams, I've got to say, because Essendon wouldn't have got a man of the match because they got bloody flogged. But yeah, guys, seriously though, that is what I honestly reckon. I reckon they're gonna be right up there with the Rising Star contenders if they can keep it up. Let's move on to Vinny's talking point number 2. So, you can call me biased here, but I feel like Paddy Cripps is back at his best. Seriously, we're 1 game in, I know, calm down, but even going back to the community series, right, the Amy series games we had, that scrap match against St Kilda and against Melbourne in the Amy series, Cripper looked good, and from there I was like, okay, he looks fitter, he looks stronger, he looks like it's going to be a good year for the Crip dog, and he didn't disappoint in round 1. He seriously didn't disappoint. And by the way, guys, I want all your guys' opinions if you watch this video in the comments on what you think on the talking points. Just name the talking point you want to discuss, and just let me know your thoughts on one of the talking points you might disagree with or whatnot. But seriously, I feel like Cripps needs to be on this list. Obviously, I was thinking about putting Sam Doherty and stuff because of the amazing story, but that's not really a talking point. That's really just a if I was to do top 5 things of the week, Doc would be number 1, of course. And these aren't in order. I'm counting upwards, so this is just a second point. I feel like Cripps is his 2019 self again, where he was at his peak best, where he was being, he was being up there with the Bontempelli at the time, and I feel like he could be back there this year, contending for the Brownlow, because undoubtedly, in my eyes, he got the 3 votes, for round 1. And I feel like this could be his year. If he can work on probably his kicking just a little bit. But, he got some nerves at the early start of round 1, in the game. He was, kicking some, wild balls, man. They weren't going to a target at all. He was shanking a bunch of them. But, you've got to take into consideration, this is also without Walsh in the midfield. And he's gone and done that. It was an unbelievable performance. And yeah, sure, we've upgraded our midfield a bunch this year with Chera and Stewart as well. And I just feel like if Cripps is at his best, we can seriously do anything this year, because Cripps at his best is a good year. Of his 29 is different. We only had him and Walsh. We had no one else. Now we've got some very quality midfielders, and like I said, Cripps at his best is a absolute star and just what Carlton need. And without a doubt, I don't see how he can at least get top 3 this year in the Brownlow. Me personally, it's way too early to decide, but I reckon Cripps could go all the way. I don't see why not. If Carlton have a good year, I definitely don't see why he can't go all the way. There's no reason to why he can't go all the way. Like I mentioned before, he's more strong by the looks of things. He just looks more. He looks more himself. He feels more himself, and I don't know what it is. I don't know where this has come. I think it's because he's injury free. Like most people, were saying he was faking it for some reason and shit. But seriously, he was injured basically the last 2 years with a shoulder problem, and he is now feeling better than ever. And this is the Cripps you get when he's feeling better than ever. You get the guy that's really willing to do anything for the team, kicking 3 goals and 30 plus disposals on round 1 is unbelievable. And yeah, without a doubt, I feel like Cripps is going to be up there for a contender for 2022 in the Brownlow. Vinny's third talking point of round 1 is going to be new coach, new pies. Like I said, I watched all games this week. And obviously there was a big part of me that wanted Collingwood to lose just for being a Carlton fan. But I can't fault their performance. They played pretty well. De Goey, I feel like, needs to make it up to the Pies for the incidents that happened in New York. Yeah, sure, he got found not guilty, but you just never know what really happened up there in the end. But seriously, I think Collingwood, could they be finals contenders? That's too early to tell, because they beat St Kilda, who's coming up next on the list, who I'm going to talk about. Now, it's hard to say if they're going to be fully final contenders, but I can say that they look good. They seriously look good. Their new game plan under McRae is looking really good, without a doubt. Because I was talking to my mate, he's a big Collingwood fan, right? And he was saying under Bucks, it was all about well, please correct me if I'm wrong, but it was all about like the playing defensive. And they've changed up their game. Oh well, it was a completely different game plan, and McRae's completely changed that game plan. And I don't know, but he's done well. He's done very well, because they're playing like a decent team now. And I know once again we're 1 game in, and that's why. And that's why round 1 talking points will be the hardest for me, because it was hard to pick out 5 so early in the season at the very first round to go on a blue and say Cripps is going to be Brownlow. Some other stuff coming up in the talking point soon as well. But again, this is just my thoughts and my 5 talking points from round 1. It's as simple as that. And Collingwood are looking good. I'll say it again, because they are, and midfield's looking good. De Gaulle is looking good. Dacos, both the Dacos brothers, to be fair, looking pretty good. I couldn't fault them much at all, man. They played like a team. They played well. Oh my god, excuse me. I'm sorry, guys. I've got a bit of a cold. But yeah, no, honestly though, as much as I hate to say it, I reckon Collingwood could potentially be top 8. Well, top 8 might be a bit of a stretch, but in saying that, I don't think they're a bottom 4 team. I don't. I seriously, most people have put them bottom 4, I think. I didn't put them bottom 4, I think. I've got to check that. But I'm not sure if I put them bottom 4, but either way, it doesn't matter. I don't think they're bottom four team. The clear bottom four would have to be at the moment North Melbourne. I'm not going to say Essendon. They lost to a quality side, and I reckon they will be back up there again this year. But I reckon it's going to be North Melbourne, Hawthorn, who did technically struggle to beat North. So, yep, North Melbourne, Hawthorn, Adelaide, even though they put up a good fight against Fremantle. And the fourth team, honestly, probably West Coast. There you go. It's not, yeah. I don't think Collingwood are in that bottom four. Their new structure that they're playing looks really good. And, yeah, sure, people are probably going to say St Kilda make their structure look good. But no, just in general, their structure is looking good. They are looking good as a team. They're playing like as one, where last year and probably the year before, the last 2 seasons where they didn't make the granny, so before 2018, after 2018, so in 2019, 2020, and yeah, definitely 2021, it was like players wanted the ball, like they just wanted to have it to themselves, where now it's like a team, it's a full team, and that's what I'm actually liking. Never thought I'd say like and Collingwood in the same sentence, but that's what I'm liking about the Pies. They are looking strong, and I know it was against St Kilda, but I don't know. I don't know if that was the case. I think what the case was, Collingwood made St Kilda look bad. I don't think St Kilda made Collingwood look good. And that's the main point about it. Because, if you go back to round one, where, and if you just, if anyone was watching that game, which I'm sure most of you were, but to those who weren't, you could just tell, yeah, sure, there was still a bit of errors from individual players and whatnot, and some nerves from Nick Dacos. Sure, of course they've got things to improve on. Every team, including Melbourne, have things to improve on. There's no doubt about that. I just feel like Collingwood aren't as bad as people are making them out to be, and I think round one showed that. And that's the point I'm trying to get at. I don't feel like they're a bottom four team. Do I feel like they'll be in the top 8? Probably not. But I don't think they'll get bottom 4 either. I think they'll just be mid-table, mid-ladder. And, so that's all I've got to say really about the Pies. New coach, new Pies. Is it going to be a success? So far, so good. Talking point number 4, as you can see, is are St Kilda a bottom 4 team, and I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, most likely. This is probably the most controversial talking point of the video, and it's, are St Kilda a bottom 4 team? And yes, I am basing this on their round 1 performance, but they lost to a team who people think are getting bottom 4. They lost to Collingwood, who people believe are a bottom 4 side. So what did that make St Kilda? What, was it a bad day? Was it because it was round 1? Do teams really have that excuse these days? Or it was round 1, we underestimated Collingwood. What? Yeah, what? Is that why? Is that why they lost? Because they underestimated Collingwood? I don't think so. I think they just got outplayed the entire game, to be honest. Yeah, sure, they almost came back. Still lost. Collingwood up to 4 points. And now there's a lot of things to talk about with St Kilda, because I don't know how St Kilda can contend for top 8 when they're relying on Jack Still and King. Seriously. Jack Still and King. Who else are they relying on? Seriously, they don't have a good defense, which is already an issue Like, I can't name one player from their defense. I mean, what, Bradley Hill, but I don't even think he plays in the defense. Like, seriously, I don't see how Saints are going to improve at all if they simply have to rely on Jack Still to get 30 plus touches each week, and Ben King needs to get like bloody 5 plus goals each week for St Kilda to get it done. And yeah, sure, you can come back to this video when if St Kilda beat Carlton or something, good on you. Come back to it if you want. But the point is, no team should be losing to a team who is considered bottom 4, unless you are a bottom 4 team that you're considered. Like, for example, North Melbourne versus Collingwood. No expectations for that match, and if anything, Collingwood would definitely be favourites for that. But like, that's the point. Like, if you want to be a good team, you need to beat the best, but you also need to beat the worst. You can't just keep beating the best, thinking, oh yeah, we got this into finals, and then lose to the worst. That's not how it works. You can't physically do that. 1, you probably won't even make finals doing it that way. And 2, if you make finals, you probably just get knocked out straight away. Like yeah, and you can't beat bottom teams and not beat top teams. That's what Carlton had an issue with last year, and we've already bet a top team in Richmond. So that's why. But like, seriously, like, I'm just trying to think, like, actually, no, I'm going to add a third player in with Jack Still and King, and that's Crouch. So they've got a solid midfield. They seriously have a solid midfield. They've got a decent ruckman. 1 good forward, in my eyes. I'm sorry to leave out Membry, man, but I just don't feel like Membry's there. I just don't. I seriously don't. And in the defense, I seriously can't name a player. I could name some St Kilda players, but I don't think they play defense, so I'm not even going to bother. But their defense is their weakness, and it let them down massively against the Pies. And that's the thing. They need to improve on that defense, or they're not going to get far at all, especially this year. That's for sure. Yeah, but look, now this might be a really controversial, I cannot say that word, comment I'm about to make, but I feel like St Kilda may just have a bottom 4 defense in the comp, and that's going to piss a lot of people off. But the thing is, if you just watched how their backline operated against Collingwood, it just wasn't a good look. They just weren't looking good. They were everywhere. They were just sloppy. Turnovers led to goals for Collingwood, and this and that. And they need to improve, or they're going to actually get bottom 4 this year. I'm almost close to booking them bottom 4 already. If they don't show me something in the next couple of weeks, then I seriously might have them bottom 4. If they start like 0-3 or something, I might have them bottom 4. It'll be interesting to see how they do against a top 8 team. Like, for example, a Geelong, Bulldogs, Melbourne, Port Adelaide, Brisbane, etc. So it's a hard one with St Kilda, because I don't want to underestimate them, even though it might already seem like I'm doing that. But it's still so early on, and they can still prove me so wrong that I can get top 8 this year. Good on them. I'm just saying, as of right now, this is Vinny's top 5 talking points from round 1. Round 1. I feel like they need to already just improve their backline, because it's just not good. It's not good. And I can say it a million times, but it's seriously not. And it's something... Excuse me. Oh my god, guys, excuse me. Sorry, I do have a bit of a cold, like I mentioned. It's something that... It's what they're lacking is what I'm really trying to say. They're lacking their backline, and if you even lack one area, out of the three, like out of midfields, forwards, or defenders, you're already falling behind. That's why Carlton have had so many issues in the past decade. We've lacked one area. Now we've got three solid areas on the field, and bang, we go out and beat Richmond. It's light as day. They need a better defense. If they get that better defense, no doubt will I say St Kilda can contend for the top 8. But as of right now, I don't have St Kilda in my top 8. I don't. End of story. I seriously cannot put them in that top 8 after their performances. If you're a St Kilda fan and you're going to watch this video, please let me know what you think. Because this will be the longest like out of the 5 talking points. This will be the longest of them. This will go for about like 8 or so minutes or something. Like, it will be the longest out of all 5 of them. But I'm just trying to understand why St Kilda lost to Collingwood. And is it because Collingwood just simply played better? Yes. Is it because they just outworked St Kilda? Yes. Is Jack Steele, King, and Crouch going to be enough to get St Kilda into finals? No. 3 players won't get you into finals. It just won't happen, unfortunately. I'm sorry to break it to you. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. I'm sorry, Saints fans. But anyways, I gotta start talking about this before I seriously am going to get bloody destroyed in these comments by St Kilda fans. Anyways, let's move on to the last talking point of Vinny's 5 talking points of round. Talking point number 5 is a bit more of a calm one, okay? It won't be a very long one. I just want to talk a little bit about Aaron Naughton. As you can see, I've got him as Aaron Naughton Coleman medal, question mark, of course. They've all got question marks because they're just my talking points, my opinions. Watching him against Melbourne even though they lost, it was really fun to watch Aaron Naughton. He looks like he had an unbelievable preseason. He looks like he's fitter than ever. He looks really good, to really sum it all up. And his kicking is very accurate too, just to top it off. So that's why I'm just making a quick, like an out there thing that I reckon Aaron Naughton, if not win, top 3 easily. I seriously believe the Coleman medal will be contested between about 5 guys after watching round 1, and that would be Naughton, Hawkins. No, actually, maybe not 5, but Naughton, Hawkins, maybe even Jezza, but he's injured. It depends if he's already going to be back for round 2. So I'll do Jezza with quotation marks because I don't know if he's going to be bloody back or not. Mackay, it would be silly not to put Mackay up there simply because he won the Coleman medal last season. There's no reason why he can't do it again. And yeah, I think that's about it, to be honest. Yeah, nah. I think those are my top 4. And, Gunston. Chuck Gunston up there too. There you go, they're the 5. Yeah, so I reckon any of those 5 could potentially win the Coleman medal this season. And the reason I've pointed out mainly Naughton here, only Naughton here, is because he is unbelievably athletic. He's more athletic than any of the 5 I mentioned by a mile. He has a great leap on him, a great set of hands, just great, you like that, I can't even bloody speak, great ball awareness. Just gets into position so well for the chance for him to take that mark and set up for goal. And when he sets up for goal, I seriously, when I watch him set up for goal, I think 9 times out of 10, he's going to nail the goal. So, that's why, that is why I've got Naughton as an early contender, because everything Naughton has done at least so far, and even last season he was doing it too, just Mackay got the better. And that's, can Naughton stay consistent for 23 rounds. And now, consistent doesn't mean he needs to kick 4 or 3 or 4 every week. You know, a couple maybe at most might be okay to win it. No, it won't. It won't at all. He's going to need to, of course, in some rounds, kick some bags of like 5 or 6, which I'm sure he will do after watching him in round 1. And that was against Melbourne with obviously arguably the best defence in the comp. Honestly, no. The best defence in the comp. No, arguably none of that. And that's why I feel like Naughton is a real contender for the Coleman medal this season. Especially with how the Dogs play. I don't see why he can't be. So yeah, guys, I just wanted to really talk about Naughton real quick because, and one last thing about Naughton is that he is everything you want in a forward. Everything. Tall, got the good set of hands, good ball awareness, gets himself in perfect positions, has a very accurate kick, which he probably has the most accurate as well out of the top 5 that I've mentioned. And that's just why I feel like Aaron Naughton could seriously be a big contender for the Coleman medal this season. And guys, in saying that, I'm gonna wrap it up there. I really hope you guys enjoyed Vinny's top 5 talking points of round 1. They're not in order at all. I just did simply 1 to 5. Nothing's in order here. I'm not ranking them. I'm just saying them how they are. And most of you guys are probably going to agree with the St Kilda one, and I'm probably going to get some hate for that, but you know what, I'm used to it. And just let me know what you guys think about this new series. I'm going to be doing it every round. It'll be a bit easier for round 2 onwards because of the fact that it's only round 1, so it's a bit hard to really, say like Nick Martin and Rachelle are going to be contenders for the Rising Star. Let's see how they do 2 weeks in a row. Basically, Adelaide have Collingwood and Essendon. I can't tell you because I don't know. But yeah, guys, I'm going to wrap it up there. I really hope you guys enjoyed Vinny's top 5 talking points for round 1. It's been your boy Vinny XBL. More videos coming either later today or tomorrow before Carlton Bulldogs. Plus, a watch along will also be coming. I love you guys. It's been your boy Vinny XBL. Peace out.